All right, so first off, I realize this is probably the most unsexy video that I can do on an audio channel, but I do think that this product is very important because obviously we talk about a lot of products that ultimately are damaging our ears over time, like earbuds and headphones and speakers. And if you're into that kind of things, you're probably going to concerts, or you're maybe even a musician yourself where you're around really loud music all the time. So the product that we're going to talk about today, which is the EARasers earplugs, is trying to save you from damaging your ears, but it's also trying not to damage the experience that you're trying to get while you're out there. So if you're at a concert, or if you're somebody that is performing in a studio, or just, practicing, you don't want to just muffle out everything where you can't hear everything like normal earplugs. The EARaser earplugs are ultimately like a pair of earplugs, but they're not muffling out your sound. They're allowing things to still come through very clear. It's just softer. And they actually have different options. You can even pick how many decibels you want it to block out. So I think this is a really interesting product. Not only because it's designed from an engineer that worked with a hearing aid company, but they also worked with a musician, and they've worked with the company EARasers. And they're known for their custom IEMs. So they're a company that already knows all about your ear canal. So I think it's a pretty good combination to offer a product like this. And there's different ways that they offer them. And again, you can consider this a PSA. This is not a sponsored video in any kind of way, but I do think it's important that we save our hearing over time. And I think this is a really good way to do it. Now, if you're just going to go in and get the basic, which means you already know what your ear size is, you're just trying to get a pair of earplugs, that comes in at $49. They do have a starter kit that is for somebody that doesn't really know what size ear canal you have. It also gives you some cleaning wipes, a little brush, so you can make sure that the earplugs are always clean. This one comes in at $57, and then they have a pro kit, which gives you 2 sets of earplugs. So if you're somebody that is always around music and you're going to be using these quite often, it gives you a lot of things that the starter kit already has. And this one comes in at $79. And it also includes a little hard case that clips onto your keychain, so you can always make sure that you have your earplugs on you. Now, like I said, these are available in those different kits, but it's also available in different decibel levels that you're trying to block out, but also in different sizes. So if you already know your ear size, you would just select that. But if you want to just block out just kind of like the standard amount of sound, you would go with the -19. They also have a -26, which is a European standard. And then they have a -31, which is what they consider max. Most earbuds that we check out are usually trying to block out about -40 decibels. So I would consider the max for people that are maybe on a job site that's around those really loud things on construction sites, or maybe even somebody that's in a studio recording all the time. If you are around a constant amount of loud noise, it's worth looking into the max just so that you're preserving your hearing. I mean, that really is affecting your ears. Also on their site, which I don't have any of these here, they have a kit that's made for blocking out snoring. They also have one that is made for like while you're cutting the grass, trying to block out those things. And another thing I wasn't really aware of, but they have some that are available for like dentists and dental hygienists, because the tools and instruments that they're using, those high frequency noise that puts out, you don't realize how much that is damaging your hearing as well. So definitely make sure to check out their site, which I'll link below, but I'll also link the in-ear site so you can see the custom IEMs that they have. Again, it's just worth checking these out because I think it's going to be better for you in the long run. Now, the process of the EARasers earplugs, it's very simple. You just take them out of the case. You'll see they have little strings attached to them. You'll see that one is red and one is blue. The blue is for your left, the red is for the right. And you basically hold those little strings parallel to the ground. Like right before you put them in your ears, you just slide them in, and then you start to kind of push them in with your finger until you hear that your own voice is muffled. So once your own voice is muffled, that means that these are doing their job. Again, things around you are still going to sound very clear, but it's just going to sound a little bit softer. I mean, these are just blocking out those frequencies that are what's causing damage to your ears. And so it's really nice to just have them if you're just in noisy environments all the time, because it's not going to keep you from being able to hear things like you normally hear it. Again, this is not just like shoving foam into your ear like you would normally do if you go to a concert or if you're going to be around loud noises. This really is serving a specific purpose. Now you can reuse these over and over again. Over time, once it deteriorates or gets dirty and things like that, you can just go in and buy the earplugs themselves, because at that point you'll already know what size you have. So that's why I kind of recommend going in with the starter kit. That way you know you're getting the exact size that you need, and it gives you all the cleaning stuff. That stuff you obviously can use over and over, and it just makes it a lot more of a fluid process. So some other things they actually offer on the site, they do offer what they call a stash can. This is basically a hard carrying case that you can clip onto your keychain. This allows you to keep the earplugs on you all the time, but they also offer the kits where you can go in and reset a pair of these earplugs. It has the little tool that you need. They offer a bunch of different things, which again, make sure to go to their site. I don't have all of this stuff here to specifically talk about, but they really are focused on saving your hearing. So again, if you want to consider this video a PSA, I completely understand. Again, it's not sponsored. I just understand how important it is. I really don't want to get to the point where I'm losing my hearing or it's just deteriorating, because I don't want to get to that point where I can't tell the difference between a really good pair of true wireless earbuds and a pair of Raycons. So, I mean, I don't think any of us want to get to that point. But don't worry, next week we're going to go right back into talking about products that do damage our hearing. I just think products like this need to be discussed about, especially on a channel where we're checking out all of these things that aren't necessarily good for our hearing. Let's just save our hearing over time. And I think the $50 or $70, $80 investment is definitely worth looking at now, instead of having to get into hearing aids or anything later that's going to be thousands and thousands of dollars. I mean, I'm around music so much and I listen to music so much that I'm really finding it useful having these around. But guys, that's my video on the Eraser earplugs. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Thank you so much for checking out all the other videos. And as always, make sure to stay tuned for more.